Police, police, police. Sometimes in this life, you firmly believe that something is absolutely true. But in reality, it might not be the case at all, and your entire perspective can shift dramatically over time. You see, it seems that almost everyone in this modern world is constantly chasing after money, tirelessly running after immense wealth and extravagant luxury, desperately wanting to have every single thing they can possibly imagine. But let's ask a question. Is money really the most important thing in life? Even though there are many things that are just as important as money, and maybe even more important. The question for scholars is happiness found in money? And is sustenance only about money? Is the rich person the only happy one, and everyone else miserable? Money can buy a comfortable bed, yes, but it can't buy sleep. Sleep that is peaceful and healthy. Money can buy the best food in the world, but it can't buy the appetite to enjoy that food. Money can buy what a person wears, you can touch it, but can money buy health? There are many questions a person should think about to be sure whether money is the reason for happiness, or if money is just one of the things that exist. In this world, happiness can be achieved, but happiness is not limited to the person who has the things that close him off in his solitude. We have more than just money. For example, when you have a car, someone else has a better car. It's not necessary for us to have the fanciest car, someone else might have one. And even if I have a modest house, it doesn't have to be the best house in the world or the richest house in the world, so that I can be happy with it. Sometimes, having too many things that I am responsible for can actually be overwhelming. They can cause sadness and depression. It's not necessarily true that I will be happy if I have everything around me. In very simple terms, Islam, it was specified that a person's value is not in wealth. For example, when it comes to marriage, there are 4 reasons that might motivate someone to choose a life partner: beauty, wealth, lineage, and status, and religion. Islamic teachings emphasize that the most important thing, the most important quality that should be present in your life partner is religion. It is religion. Not money, because money was not ranked as number 1. A loyal friend cannot be bought with money. A compassionate brother cannot be bought with money. A good neighbor cannot be bought with money. There are people who become role models for others. The media shines a spotlight on them, and he goes and brings my uncles with him to the interviews, and he starts to appear. They look and say, "We are Omanis. Our wealth is such and such. We did this and that. We suffered." And the country will expose their scandals. People don't care. What's important is that he is rich, as if morals don't matter. No, morals are more important than money. The Prophet said, "Those seated closest to me on the day of judgment are the best in character. Thus, the best in the afterlife are those with good character." There is no rich person there. There is a question we must ask. Will your money guarantee you a long life just for yourself? First of all, anyone who dies, their inheritance goes to their heirs. We've heard many stories about people who spent their whole lives using their money, and in the end, it went to the heirs, and they are the ones who benefit from it. Will he be held accountable for it on the day of judgment, while they won't even spend it and will just fight over it among themselves? Besides that, when you have money and power and someone else is deprived of it, the money here is not just yours alone. The money belongs to you and to others as well. God says, "And in their wealth there is a known right for the beggar and the deprived." That is, when money is in your hands and there are people around you who are not at your same level of wealth, they have a right to your money. And this is something people tend to overlook. Another thing that is ruining people's lives these days is that people think that sustenance or money is in the hands of human beings. Like your boss at work, your wealthy father, your rich grandfather, someone you know who is wealthy, or a friend who has a lot of money, so you want to stay close to them, thinking that whoever sits with the happy will be happy. Yes, of course, all of this is incorrect information or wrong ideas. Because sustenance is in God's hands, and he says in his wise book, "In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful." And by oath, your provision and what you are promised are in God's hands, meaning that money is in God's hands and not in anyone else's control. So preserve your dignity and your effort, and your sustenance will come to you like a bird's. The bird flies in search of its sustenance, for itself and for its young. The bird doesn't have degrees, it doesn't have a lucrative language. It doesn't have a computer, but it strives and its sustenance comes to it because you are required to work and your provision will come. It's coming. I will see you with this work in upcoming episodes. Peace be upon you and God's mercy and blessings.